Okay, we're back. Another fun day. It's the same day though. It's just later. Okay, I cleaned the cover up. Got a lot of goo on it. Cleaning, buffing crap, whatever the hell it was, I don't know. Anyway, you want to get all that junk out of the inside, so when you run your hands through here like that, you don't have stuff on your thumb or your fingers or whatever you got. So you make sure it's clean. Very important. So this one here, we need to do this bushing here was loose, so we're going to have to glue it in. First we got to get it out. So I got my little beating tool. And knock it out of here. So there's our bushing. So I got to clean off with something clean. So I get my clean rag out. Special color. It's even brighter on the back side, see. Okay, so make sure that's nice and clean. Look at that. Spit and polish. Except no spit. Okay, this one here, we're going to use this rag here instead. Clean a hole out here. Get the crap out of it. The black. The cleaner now. Okay. We can either use red or green. Green sets up really fast, so I'm going to screw around. I'm going to put green on it. He likes to set up as you put it in. Nice layer on that. A good layer on here. Now this will fill up to 25 thousandths or 30 thou clearance. It'll fill. Good stuff. This bushing's only got an extra couple thou clearance. Well, it's supposed to have a couple thou press, and it's pretty much a zero fit. So this will take up the slack. Okay. Use this one here with a bigger diameter, so it'll push it all the way in flat. It's nice to drop something. Yep. Wouldn't be me without dropping something. Okay, so the bushing is now almost all the way through. That little extra Loctite you don't want inside your motor, so you got to take that out of there. Like that. This thing is setting up as we're looking at it. Okay, so that'll be good. And there's supposed to be a little thin washer that goes right in here on the end of the shaft. Goes right on here. It keeps the shaft from going in and out like this. So, because it'll push up against the seal and it'll damage the seal and make the seal leak when it goes in and out quite a bit. So the washer is supposed to stop that. You don't have the washer. The washer is not mandatory, but it's just something that's in there. It's really thin too. It's not a very thick washer. It's a little AN washer and it's thin. They bend, usually cup shaped like that when you see them. Okay, so we're going to put a seal on this. We're going to get a seal. They make rubber ones and steel ones. Sportsters use rubber. FXs use steel. I don't know why. They're identical. Two different part numbers. So, like I said, this is the rubber backed one and the other one's a steel backed. So, this has steel under the rubber, but the other one's raw steel. So So it doesn't matter which one you use, they both work. Same diameter as a seal. So if you put a little bit of oil on the outside here, they'll slip in a little easier. These rubber ones tend to catch an edge and peel, make them really hard to go in, and it screws up the seal also. You also put a little bit of oil here on the inside of the lip so it's not dry. We'll come back and do that again. Okay, let's see if it goes in. Looks good to me. It's in there nice and flat. Looks like it's supposed to be. Okay, everything looks good. I'll put a little bit of oil over here on the shaft. I don't like stuff being dry. Also, if there's any Loctite left over, which there shouldn't be, the oil kind of helps not stick to it. Okay. Now the shoe over here, I'll have to push up a little bit with my finger possibly to get this in. That spring. Gasket's all the way in. Like I said, we still have to take this back off to put all the clutch cable and mechanism in here later, but they're going to do that when they put it together. Let them do it. See if we can find that missing washer he has somewhere maybe. Problem with the seal right now is it wants to tear the lip and seal, so you have to be careful with that also. So right now the seal is keeping it from going out. See, we're catching that seal lip right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little screwdriver in there and get the seal to go around the shaft, and it should slide on, hopefully. If you push on too hard, it might just invert it, which will screw it up and other issues. So just put a little pressure on it. Just go in there and push it all the way in. So we had other issues too, if you remember, sitting on other things before we had the seal in here. So this is just one of the things it's binding on. The other thing is the over here. It's not the seal. So whatever it's probably hitting on the tensioner on there, screwing with it. So it all went up on there. The seal's not inverted. The seal did not invert, and it doesn't have any residue on it, so that's a plus. So I'll just jam this up in the seal like that and going up around a circle like that, and making sure it was all in there. So anyway, that's just got to be careful. So that's all up in there now. Okay, he had a couple of nuts over here he was using. Let's see if we can use any of these parts he's got here. He had a washer. That should give me enough room to put the nut on there. There you go. I'm not blocking the view there, am I? Okay, we got a whole bunch of Allens here. Some of these are going to be used here, I think. Some maybe not. We got a kicker cover to put on over there too. Let's go look at the sprocket cover. Oh, it's trying to fall off. Junk everywhere on the floor, that's good. Here's our sprocket cover right here. A couple Allens in here we need to deal with also. Junk everywhere. All these short ones here somewhere. These are all long. Alright, let's go see what we got on this other side to do. Okay, first thing you gotta do is lay them all out and see what you got to work with here. You don't want to roll away from us, so in the direction I want to roll. Okay, let's start with the easy stuff. Easy stuff is make them all the same length. Okay, we got one long one. These are all 2 inches probably, and then we got 1 3/4 and then 1 1/4, 1.5 here maybe. So we have 2 of these, and we need 3 up here. So let's see what this does right here. So when you put this on here, you got about a 1/2 inch of thread, which is probably all they're going to give you. If you use this big long one like this, you get almost 3/4 inch of thread. That's a little bit too much. So my guess is these 2 go on the other side over there. So we'll put them off to the side. These 3 I assume go right here. I'd like to see more length than that though. It's pretty short. I actually like this one better myself. That's what I want to see. And that's a short one down there. Okay. So I'm going to use the 2 long ones here. That's what I want to see. Now we'll try the 2 inch ones here and see how they look. See how they got about the same sticking out part? So that's a good sign that those are the ones that are supposed to be there. So now these are all deeper because they got the dowels in them. We only got one long one here. See how you only got a 1/4 inch of thread right here? When you put this one in there, see it's got the right length. The problem is they only give you one that's long. It should be 3. Yep, too short and too short. Yeah. So they only give you the one. Should be 3 of these. So you got 3 holes. Where you want to put this one? I would say at least one you want to leak is on the bottom. Put it on the bottom. These 2 up here, put them up here, just don't torque them very much, you'll strip them. So they're too short. And that's how they always make, they always come that way, too damn short. Because there's a dowel here, it's got a shoulder that goes in that far, so it's a 1/4 inch too short. And that's exactly what you're seeing, a 1/4 inch too short. Okay, so now let's go on the other side over here, see what we got here. Oop. Okay, let's go see what we got over here to play with. Okay, these are our short ones. These are way too short to be used for anything. Same problem, doesn't hit. See, these are all too short. Even that one's too short. Okay, this is our 2 incher. That's a little on the short side. That's a little bit on the long side, but it'll work. That one's a little bit on the long side. That's a little on the short side. You only got a 1/4 inch of threads. These ones here, go all the way in, they don't even contact. So this one will hold the cover on, but it's too short to use. And these are over here too short also. So if we take this one here, yeah, see that's too short. So this long one that we had that was down here goes right there. Has to be there. These ones that we put up here go here. See, the 1/4 inch thread. See, they're too short, but they're, that's what goes there. These ones up here make these too short. So that's what they're doing. So that is how they do it. Now this one here goes into oil leakage. So you need to have that longer so you got more sealing area. You only got a 1/4 inch of thread. It's like 2.5 threads. That's going to leak. You want to have a long one going in there. The problem is you don't want to go too long because you go into the case. So you got to see how much material's in that case for the bolt. If you're going too deep, you have a problem. See the hole in there? I don't know if you can see in there, but if you go in there too far, you'll hit that gear, because you can see the gear tooth back in there. There's a gear right there. But it looks to me like it's at least 3/8 of an inch thick. So you're going to want a little bit of material on that. So that one goes there. Let's see here. Like I said, I don't really like these ones being down here like this. It's only got a 1/4 inch of thread, but so you need to make this an 1/8 inch longer than whatever this is. This is going to be an odd dimension, I'm sure. Yeah, these are 1 3/4. Those are 2 1/4. So a 2-inch one might be too long. You'd have to put it in and see if it hits the gear. If you can't turn the motor over, that'd be a problem. We have another problem right now. Oh. We have the famous interference problem. Sprocket. That's how you mark it. Yeah, I think it's hitting right there, boss. See how thick that is? You're going to cut about half of that away. See the clearance you got? Got about a 1/4 inch to the edge of that hole. This is only, what, a 22 or 21? I thought this was only, what, a 21. Doesn't say. There's something. It's not the size, that's in the part number. CCI. 22. It's one size bigger in stock, so it hits. Alright, so we gotta go back and work on this. What a shocker. More parts that don't fit. I am absolutely surprised. Plus we got bolt issues. We'll see if the customer wants to buy some new bolts. Me, I take a 2-inch bolt and see if it hits that gear, and if it doesn't hit the gear, run it. If it hits the gear, I'd cut the damn thing away until it doesn't hit. Custom make it. But that's me. Okay, we're gonna go back here and do a little massaging over here. I gotta make sure we don't mar up his finish, he'll get pissed. So I'm gonna clamp it right on the surface right here, and right here. And I can grind it right there. like that. And the grinder. Too much work. We'll just use this one. Okay, what angle are we at? Angle straight up and down. This is in the way right here. Damn, that's noisy. It got a little bit lighter right there. Let's go see if it clears. With any luck, it'll clear. If it doesn't, we'll have to come back and cut some more. Don't want to cut more than we need. Somebody left their drawer open over here. Who did that? Somebody didn't put their tools away, that's why. Maybe that could have possibly been. Okay, there's you. There's you. Oh, another problem. Doesn't line up. Where's my other tool? Okay, so these don't always line up after you tighten them up, so you got to beat them a little bit with a hammer to get the thread to go in there. That is something they don't tell you in the comic book, otherwise known as the Harley service manual. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten this one up on the dowel so we know exactly where we have to be. Nut down here on the bottom. There's my nut. Yeah, the nut goes that far anyway. Okay. Socket clears. So we're just going to take this here. We're going to bang it right here, like that. Damn, that goes tight. Maybe a little high too, not sure. Yep. Oh, big difference now, jeez. Look at that. It almost screws in like it's supposed to now. So then go back and check the torque on that, so you know we have to make some adjustments. Yeah, it appears to be tight. Okay. See, that one's in. I got that one in. Yep, that one's in. This one down here. Lines up perfectly. Goes right in. This one here, little light going on. It's on now. Got a second nut, so we'll put it on there so you don't lose it. Yeah, that's tight. Dad and I don't like those threads. Jeez, it's tight. Okay, so he's talking about cutting his foot peg stud off because he didn't need it so long. So I said, well, I don't know what you need, so cut off whatever you don't need because it's inside the case. So it should be good to go. Okay, so this cover's on. We now have sprocket clearance. You can see it rotates. You don't have much, but it'll clearance itself, so don't worry about that. It'll do whatever it wants. Now, chain doesn't go there. Chain goes on the bottom and the top, so you just have to clear the sprocket. Okay, we have 2 bolts that go up here that he doesn't have the washers for. We have the 1 bolt. It's a breather bolt. It's a transmission vent. It goes on this side. They just use a lock washer in here, which will make it leak. So he's going to get flat washers to go in there and you seal it. Just takes a little short bolt. Now the low gear is right underneath it there. So if you go in too deep, it jams the gear up. It will clearance itself when you drop the hammer a couple times. See how the threads, teeth go by? So he takes a short bolt. Looks like it'll only be about a 1/2 inch of threads, all it takes. Anything more than that, you're going to have a problem. So he gave me some 5/16 bolts, but they don't fit in there. That's some clearance issues. Okay, so we got 2 more bolts over here. These are going to go into here like that. And we got the short one. We got an extra short one for some reason. I don't know why we got an extra one. We got all the ones in here. Yeah, who knows. Extra parts. So I'm going to make sure all of these go in here. So you'll get all these started before you torque anything down. Make sure you put the drain plug in here, which is a short bolt, which I do not see. There it is right here. That has to be Loctited or sealed so it doesn't leak. I never use it, I just put a quart of oil in here. About this much left over the quart, or just put the whole quart in there, it doesn't matter. Transmission doesn't care if you have a little extra in there. Your call. No reason to pull out a level plug. Damn, these threads are not happy. Tight. 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 Just making sure all these go down all the way. Looks like they do. Okay. Now I don't want the gasket to stick in there permanently, so I'm going to go ahead and take the tension off the gasket. So the cover's just basically floating there right now once you do this. Okay, that's good. And this one here, finger tight tension on that one. Yeah, I better put a little more tension on that one. I don't want to lose the bolt. Lose the nut, I should say, not the bolt. That's enough. Okay. And on the front down here, there's a 3/8 stud down here. So they use a copper washer here stock to do your sealing. What I do is I use a 10mm banjo bolt for brake line, which has the O-ring in it, and you have the aluminum washer on the outside. That does a really good job for sealing. If you're going to use this setup here, you better put some sealer down here or it'll leak. So it's up to you how you do it, but that's how I would do it. And it just takes a lock nut on top of that. Usually I put another washer on top of the copper if you're going to do the copper deal. He's probably got an extra washer or two floating around here he's not using. That won't work. These look too big. And these are 7/16 washers. It's all too big. Little A-N washer here. Probably would work. Yep, that'll work. There you go. Once again, we're not going to tighten it down. It's going to go down until it gets down there and stop. Put a little torque on the nylock so it'll stay put. Of course, the 9/16 appears to be missing, which is normal. It's not out on the bench either. Oh well. Someone needed more than I did, I guess. Okay, just a little bit of tension there so it'll hold it. It's fine. Okay, so all of that stuff is plugged up. A couple of nice plugs here. Fancy ones. Look at that. Nice and shiny. Trying to drop it. These take O-rings on them, but usually don't fit. Let's see. So now you want to go in the hole. 77 are both the same as I recall, but the earlier ones are different. Yeah, these look the same. Huh. There it goes. Touchy. Looks like they're going to give you one O-ring. I guess that's all you need. Yep, that's all you need. What would you need two for? Nothing, this is seals. That's the early O-ring there, which is a thin one. One's thin, one's thick. They both take thick ones, it looks like. So it looks like they gave you the wrong seal. I wonder if it'll work. Nope. Too big, see? Floats around on it. Yep, wrong one. So it needs a different O-ring. So he went through all these gaskets and made sure he had what he needed. So I don't know if he has the other one or not. It's not in here. Okay, appears to be missing. Here's the washer we need for the drain plug right there. Went away. Not the drain plug, excuse me, the level plug. Seems an Evo rocker box. There should be a little flat washer that they don't give you that pushes against it. otherwise it'll leak. See, if you just push against the gasket like that, it'll give you issues. So, have to come up with a washer for that, so I'll see what he's got for that. He needs a washer to go in there for that thing. One more missing piece that we don't have here. Okay, so that's just down there lightly in there. There's always a lot of little stuff that's missing on jobs, so we'll let him figure out what he wants to do tomorrow. He's going to come pick up the motor tomorrow, so we got a lot of issues here that we can't seem to rectify today. Loose. Okay, there we go. It looks like a motor. There you go. 177 motor. That's how they're supposed to look anyway. So it looks pretty good. So we'll let him, he's going to pick it up tomorrow. So if you go on the website or on the comments and say, I want to see this thing run, send video. Maybe you'll make them send a video down when it's running. It's a pretty nice looking bike, so we might. So here's what the other side of the motor looks like now. So what this side looks like this. So like I said, if you want to see it running on the bike, send comments and say, I want to see bike running. I think it ought to be pretty healthy sounding. It's definitely got a lot of hot rod motor in here. So it ought to go pretty quick. Definitely a nice little light bike, it'll haul ass. Alright, well that's it for tonight. It is now tomorrow, it's 10 a.m. It's almost dinner time. Good thing I eat late. Alright, that's it for today. We are out of here and we'll be back later maybe. But not in this video.